completely wiped out. A year ago, this hospital was full to bursting. Just a few doctors and nurses were working around the clock, struggling to treat the growing number of sick Indians with hardly any medicine. Their hard work seems to have paid off. Although the Yanomami are still sick and dying, for the moment at least the wild panic is over, and much-needed medicines have arrived. They've come from the Brazilian government and people in countries like Britain. But this won't last for long, and there's no guarantee of more government supplies. Dr. Marcos is leading the struggle to save the Yanomami sick. He's pleased that at the moment he's got the drugs and equipment so vital if the Yanomami are to survive. But he's worried about the future. Now, many Yanomami are less confused by what's happening. They recognize the spots and coughs of the new diseases and look for help before they've become too ill. And help's closer to home, at medical posts in the jungle set up by Dr. Marcos and volunteers from abroad. The doctor believes things are better than they were.
Sim, as coisas melhoraram bastante, não é? Houve uma melhora sensível da situação dos Yanomamis.
Things have improved a lot for the Yanomami. The government is very worried and concerned about the problem now. Since last January or February, help has increased, and now we've got health projects working in the Yanomami area. As well as that, some of the miners have started to leave, so that's improved things a lot.
Isso ajudou muito o Yanomami se encontrar nessa situação atual.
So are the Yanomami safe now?
Não, o perigo do Yanomami ele vai sempre permanecer numa situação de perigo. O Yanomami
No, the Yanomami will never be safe unless something is done. The land they live in isn't just full of gold. There are all sorts of other valuable things there too. Unless the government comes up with a scheme to stop all mining of any kind in the area, the Yanomami will always be in danger.
Evitar a exploração, ele vai sempre permanecer numa situação de perigo.
The Yanomami want their homeland made into a national park where no miners are allowed. Until they get that, sick Yanomami will carry on being treated in this hospital. And a few miles from here, miners will continue to flock to the town that runs on gold. This is Boa Vista, where the miners come in their thousands to sell what they've found and to buy supplies. It's very like a Wild West town of the American gold rush over 100 years ago. The Brazilian miners wear the same sort of hats as America's cowboys, but they have more sinister things in common. The cowboys almost wiped out the Red Indians with death and disease, the way the miners are now killing the Yanomami. Here, the miners ride into town on motorbikes, not horses, but like the cowboys, they leave what they ride lined up in front of shops and bars in the main street. Brazil's a poor country, and a lot of these people have been drawn here by the promise of untold riches and an end to their poverty. Again, just like the American gold rush. And here, just as in the Wild West, the lawman wears a gun. There's one street in Boa Vista full of shops that just buy and sell gold. When a miner's luck has been bad, he comes here not to sell his gold nuggets, but gold chains bought in richer times. In Brazil, prices go up quickly, and money buys you less and less each day. But gold goes up in price with everything else. So a miner's savings are worn round his neck. Bargaining's tough, but when they've agreed on a price, the miners will spend some of their new money on more equipment and supplies to look for more gold. The town is full of shops like these that sell everything a miner needs to get gold from the jungle. Axes and shovels and pickaxes, and even the pans that they use to separate the gold from the mud and water. For miners, the inside of the shops are Aladdin's caves. They'll spend hours picking their way through the piles of equipment, carefully choosing what to buy. A mistake or a broken tool could mean a difficult and expensive trip back from the jungle. When they've made their choice and they've got all they need, the miners fly out into the rainforest in small planes. At the end of 1989, Boa Vista Airport buzzed with the sound of planes carrying 50,000 miners to and from Yanomami homelands.